That feels really weird to say. Finally, I'm starting my channel. So, cue intro. Hi everyone! So today I wanted to talk to you about how I got into the Disney College program on accident. So I know that sounds kind of weird, but stick with me and it'll make a little bit more sense. So I was originally going to wait until after I finished college to do the Disney College program because at my university, I'm in this special program that has a very strict timeline. So I didn't think it would be possible for me to do it during my studies and graduate on time and finish this program. But this August, my family and I went on vacation to Disneyland for the very first time. So that was very exciting. It was a new experience, but it gave me major Disney feels right when applications season was beginning. So I see the applications are open for the Spring 2019 Disney College program, and I'm like, I think for a while, I'm like, should I apply? Should I wait? What should I do? So I decided to apply as insurance. And I know that sounds really weird, but I decided to apply because I felt like I know so many people, it takes them 2, 3, 4 tries before they get into the Disney College program, and I didn't want to wait until after I graduated and use my last chance and potentially not get in. So I submitted my application. Honestly, I didn't try that hard to look too good on it. I didn't blow it by any means, but I was very limited in the roles that I selected, and I really only put down what I wanted to do. I only put absolutely the work that I thought was like relevant to it. I wasn't really open to everything, like the seasons and the location. I was just kind of very like, if I'm going to do it now, I'm going to do it this way. And I really didn't think that I was going to get in. It was just a chance for me to figure out how the application worked and to just put myself out there and then learn for the next time. So little did I know, like 24 hours after I submitted the general application, I got the web-based interview. And I actually completed my web-based interview in the airport waiting for my flight home from California. And I know that it was really weird because at the time I didn't tell anybody that I was applying because I was so certain I wasn't going to get in. So I didn't tell my family that was with me. I didn't tell any of my friends. So I was just like sitting in the airport doing my little interview, doing my honest answers. I wasn't even doing what I thought was what they wanted to hear. And then I think it was about 3 days later, or maybe like 2 days later, I got the email saying to schedule a phone interview. And this was right as I was starting my fall semester at school. So I did my vacation really late, so I had to come home, had to unpack, had to repack for school, had to get settled into school, and then had to do a phone interview and try to do it at a time when my roommate would not be around because I didn't want to tell anybody that I was applying in case I didn't get in. But I think by this point, I don't know if it was before the interview or after the interview, I did tell my family about it. I told my sister first, and then I told my parents because, like, I didn't think I was going to get in, but I got a lot farther than I thought I would, so I was excited. I wanted to share it with people. So I did my interview on September 7th at 11 a.m. So I did my interview with this woman named Stacy, and a lot of the questions were talking to me about Disney itself and my work experience. So it was like, if you were in the parks and this situation happened, how would you handle it? I didn't get any questions like how long had I been to Disney, like what's my favorite park, or like what's my favorite this thing about Disney. I didn't get any of those questions. The questions that I got were very much work-based, and during my interview, I immediately figured out what role I was going to get if I got accepted, because for the past like 2 years, I have worked in various roles at a popular food chain near me. So as soon as I started my interview, she introduced herself, I introduced myself, and then the first questions were, so, you worked in a restaurant? And I was like, yes I did. And now I did put food service down because I knew it was a role I could do, and I knew that it wouldn't be so hard of an adjustment for me to work in that environment. So I wasn't upset to get it, but as soon as the interview started, I knew that if I was going to be accepted, that I was going to be accepted for food service above all else. Because I tried to get the conversation to go back to my other work experience, my volunteering, my work abroad, event planning that I've done, works in offices, and all those other work experiences that I've had, every question went back to customer service, working in food, working in a fast-paced environment, how comfortable I was in a kitchen. So this is, if I could give anybody a tip, if you do want to get accepted and you've worked in food service, make sure you push it and you make sure that it's known. But also, if you don't want to get accepted for food service, then I would say if you have any work experience in it, leave it off of your application or put no interest in food service because it's a high demand role and they will want people that have experience in it because it isn't easy. It's not an easy job, and if you have worked in food service, you'll understand. So I finished my interview with Stacy. And she was very sweet the whole time. I asked her a couple questions at the end. I think I asked her if she ever made magic for a guest or a child there. I asked her opinion on the classes and the seminars, if she thought that they should be taken. And I think that was it. And then I asked her like what the timeline would be going forward. I asked her a couple of questions because in an interview it's always important to ask a few questions. So when I found out that I was accepted, I was in my history lecture. I was on my computer, and the whole day I saw on Twitter that they were doing a wave. So I kept my email application shut. I did not want to open it while I was in classes because I had like 3 or 4 classes that day. It was my very busy day, so I didn't want to get distracted by it. But by the time it rolled around, it was like 4:30, so I was like, I'm not hearing today. Like, if I'm hearing anything, it's not going to happen now. This was probably like 6 days later. I interviewed on the Friday. This was that next Thursday. So I'm in my history class and I'm like, whatever. So I open my email to check it as we're finishing up. Then I see congratulations from the do not reply at Disney College program email. So then I'm like, whoa, like I knew there wouldn't be congratulations if it was nothing. So I quickly like closed my computer. I packed up as fast as I could and I ran back to my apartment. And then I opened the email and I saw that I was accepted to the Disney College program, and I was just so confused. I was excited, don't get me wrong. I was so excited because it all happened very quickly, and I was kind of not having a very great start to my semester, so getting accepted was just the energy boost that I needed. But it was not really, it created a lot of other questions because it was like, do I accept it? Do I put my other program on hold? Do I put my graduation on hold? There were just so many questions, but I told my parents that I got in, my sisters. They were also very excited for me. So I chose to accept it. I paid my fees. I was like, you know what? I can't guarantee that I'm going to get accepted again if I apply. Like, everything else will work itself out. I'm going to do this program. So, in case you haven't guessed by now, the role I was accepted for was quick service food and beverage. And at first, I was a little bit disappointed because it wasn't my top choice role. I really wanted to try a different work experience. Like, I really like the more magical roles, I guess. Like, I thought attractions would be cool. I also liked vacation planning or front desk because I am thinking about pursuing a career at Disney World afterwards. So I wanted the ones that I thought would give me a better background for that. But now that I've thought about it a while, I'm very happy that I got food service because I do have experience in that field. So on top of moving to a new place, starting a new job, at least the content of my job won't be unfamiliar. So that's at least something that'll be great, where even if I'm working with people or if they put me somewhere in the kitchen, it won't really be too new of a job. So hopefully that'll make the transition a bit easier for me. So that's something that I think is actually going to be pretty cool. So when I was applying, my preferred roles were basically all the office type of jobs, office type of jobs, because like I said, I am thinking about pursuing a career at Disney World once I finish my program. It's always been my goal, which is why I applied. So my top ones were attractions, bell services, convention guide, front desk, and vacation planning, because I felt like these roles had a lot of magic in them. And I also thought that it would get me good experience in hospitality to decide if I wanted to keep going in the corporate business route, or if I did want to go more into the hotel, hospitality, tourism route instead. So my moderate roles were bus greeter, character attendant, merchandise, photo pass. I don't know why, because I really can't take good photos. So I don't know why I thought that this was a job I would do and not disappoint people. But I put it as moderate anyway. And then quick service was a moderate interest, and then seater. So I put the restaurant stuff as moderate because, like I said, I would be comfortable doing it, but I wanted to be considered for other jobs first. Surprise! My sister also applied to the Disney College program, and she applied once I got accepted, but she was also kind of hush about it because she's not as big of a Disney nut as I am. But she just finished college and she thought it would be exciting for us to do something together. So she applied, and then she had a similar time frame that I did. I think she waited a little bit longer after her phone interview to get accepted. But she got accepted, I'm accepted. So we automatically knew that we wanted to be roommates. And other than that, we didn't really care. So we linked up with each other, and our main housing choices were 2 people and 4 people. Just because we really wanted it to be like our own experience. We didn't want to have to worry too much about what other people were doing in the space. But should we get like 6 or 8, I would be fine with that. I think she would be fine with that. It wouldn't be ideal, but as long as we get to be bedroom partners together, I don't see any issues with anything else. So what am I going to miss while I'm in the Disney College program? One thing is the things I had to give up in my program to do it. So the special program that I was in at my university, I couldn't do the Disney College program and stay in it. So it's just kind of disappointing because like right now they're doing a service trip in Ecuador, which I was really looking forward to. But ultimately I weighed the pros and cons, and I know that Disney is what I want my life to be. So for me to have this opportunity, I couldn't walk away from it. So that's just one thing that's a little bit disappointing, is that I wish I could have had both. But my advisors were very understanding, all my friends were understanding. But it's just kind of disappointing because there was a lot of like cool things coming up that I'm not going to get to do. But I did make a choice, and I chose Disney because this is what I want my life to be. I hope in 15 years I'm doing a vlog about like how to become the CEO of Disney. Like I really hope that I can get there one day, and I believe that I can, but there's going to be a lot of work involved first. So this is why I chose this path. The biggest thing I'm hoping to take away from the program is getting an idea of, is this the direction I really want to go in for my life and my studies? Because right now I am a business major and I am focused on that track, but I don't know if I would like to look for jobs that are more hospitality focused, if I would want to go on the more corporate end of Disney, if I would need to pursue a master's after I graduate. Would I rather spend more time abroad? Would I rather try a professional internship? I'm just at a point in my life where I have so many questions, but one thing that I've always known is that I wanted to try the Disney College program. So maybe this is just the odd luck that I needed, where I didn't plan on getting accepted. I didn't plan on doing the program now, but I got it, and hopefully in May when I do, or September when I do return to my university, I'll have a better idea of what I want to do after I graduate. So I'm very happy about that, and I hope that is the once-in-a-lifetime experience. Alright, so if you enjoyed this video, please like down below. Feel free to leave comments and subscribe. My name is Sammy. I hope to post a few more times. I start my program in less than a week. So I think a week from now I will be flying to Orlando. So I will definitely be vlogging then. I finally got all my equipment. I have some ideas of what to get out before I go. If you have any suggestions, feel free to leave comments down below. And follow me on Instagram at SammyGirl_around-the-world. And I will follow you back, and I will be so grateful for your support. Alright, bye.